Sometimes, the greatest battles aren't fought in the outside world, but within ourselves. Have you ever felt that strange sensation creeping inside you when a friend achieves more success than you? Or when a sibling, a close friend, or even a coworker receives more recognition than you do? That little spark of jealousy flickers inside. But what if you let that spark grow? What if that feeling takes over? This is where one of the oldest yet still relevant stories of humanity begins. The story of Kabil and Abel isn't just a tale from thousands of years ago. It's a reflection of an inner battle that many of us face today. It's the story of those who can't share success, those who seek to dim someone else's light just to make themselves shine brighter. But how did a brother's jealousy drive him to commit the first murder in human history? And more importantly, could Kabil's regret remind you of the wrong choices you've made in your own life? If you're curious about the answer, stick around until the end. Because this isn't just their story, it's all of ours. Adam had two sons, Kabil and Abel. They grew up in the same home, but like two opposing forces, they were completely different. Abel had a pure heart. He accepted life as it was and knew how to be grateful. He was a symbol of kindness and humility. Kabil, on the other hand, was jealous and self-centered. He always wanted more and saw his brother as a rival. One day, they were asked to offer a sacrifice to God. Abel carefully selected the best animal he had and offered it, knowing that only the most valuable gifts should be presented to God. But Kabil, indifferent and careless, gave worthless crops from his field, because to him, this was just another task, nothing more. But every action has a consequence. God accepted Abel's offering but rejected Kabil's. And in that moment, everything changed. Jealousy consumed Kabil. A seed of resentment toward his brother took root in his heart. You know that unsettling feeling when someone gets into a better school than you? When a coworker gets promoted while you're overlooked? When a sibling is praised more than you? That's exactly what Kabil felt. But instead of overcoming it, he let it take control. Days passed and jealousy gnawed at Kabil's soul. Until one day, he stood before his brother and said, "I will kill you. Who said you're better than me? Why were you chosen while I was rejected?" Imagine, one person's success can drive another to such hatred that they want to erase them completely. Abel, however, remained calm and replied, "God only accepts the sacrifices of the righteous. If you raise your hand to harm me, I will not fight back, because I fear God." But sometimes, no matter how much kindness a person sees, they can't silence the darkness inside them. Kabil's rage was uncontrollable, and at that moment, he made an irreversible choice. That day, the first murder in human history was committed. Kabil killed his own brother. Was it a victory? No, because as soon as he thought he had silenced his anger, an unbearable emptiness took its place. Abel was gone, but that didn't bring Kabil happiness. Instead, he became a prisoner of his own hatred. Kabil stood before his brother's lifeless body, lost in regret. His hands were stained not just with blood, but with guilt that would haunt him forever. At that moment, God sent him a sign. A crow appeared, digging into the earth to bury its food. Watching the bird, Kabil suddenly realized his own ignorance. "Woe to me! I'm not even as wise as this crow. I don't even know how to bury my own brother." But by then, it was too late. This isn't just a story. It's a warning about where emotions like anger, jealousy, and greed can lead us. But what about us? How many times have we seen someone else's happiness as our own misery? How often have we wasted energy envying others instead of focusing on our own journey? Jealousy doesn't just destroy relationships, it rots us from the inside. Cable's mistake teaches us one thing. You don't shine brighter by dimming someone else's light. You shine by fueling your own. Now take a moment and reflect. How many times have you felt jealous in your life? And how did you handle it? Drop your answers in the comments. Because let's be real, we all feel jealous sometimes. What matters is how we deal with it. And if you enjoy learning life lessons from powerful stories like this, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, life isn't a race against others. Your only real competition is yourself. See you in the next story.